If you've ever felt that Payday 2 is getting stale, here's a build for you. My name is Arfan and I'm making meme builds for Payday 2. This is the Cloaker build. Note that my meme builds are not supposed to work well, they're just supposed to replicate the abilities of the set characters to the letter. So my builds are pretty trash and they will probably work up until overkill or mayhem at best, but you can have a lot of fun with them. Also, thank you to Totally Not Gale from the Payday Builds subreddit for readjusting this build and making it just slightly better. I'm also streaming Payday at my Twitch channel, link is on the screen and in the description. If you wanna play with me, we can arrange that. I'm also playing a lot of different games, playing through them. We've recently finished Bioshock, Little Hope, and I also will be playing Cyberpunk when it comes out. If you're interested, consider following. Thank you. So, here is my build. First of all, what do we know about Cloakers? They are very agile, they like to use smoke bombs, and they like to take people down. So that's why I chose Sicario as the perk deck, because that's the only perk deck that allows us to use the smoke bomb. Therefore this will be a dodge build. Looking at the skills, I'm using in the Mastermind, I'm using just a couple of rifle skills, because I'm using assault rifle and an SMG as the primary and secondary. In the Enforcer, I'm using Resilience Basic, and that's a conscious decision to take it basic, because Cloakers are using night vision goggles. And have you ever looked at the source of light in the night vision goggles? That should be self-explanatory why I'm not taking the reduction of the visual effect. Cloakers suffer from flashbangs, that's just a fact. Then Transporter Basic, because Cloakers should not have any trouble throwing a bag. Bullseye Basic, because that's a useful skill and it doesn't ruin the immersion of being a Cloaker. Shock and Awe Aced, to stagger the shields, use your baton to the full potential, take down anyone in your path. That's also self-explanatory for the Cloaker. A Scavenger Aced, just as a convenient skill to get to the extra red. I didn't really know what to use as the deployable for Cloaker, so I just used 2 ammo bags. In the Technician, once again I'm using just a couple of assault rifle and SMG skills to up my damage, nothing very specific to the Cloaker. But in the Ghost I'm using a lot of dodge skills. Sneaky Bastard, Parkour, Duck and Cover all aced, plus Inner Pockets aced to increase my concealment, increase my dodge, increase my speed. Cloakers tend to run at the speed of light, jump around, do all sorts of stuff. So that's that. I'm also using Aced Professional because both of the Cloaker's weapons are silenced, so we are taking advantage of that. Then I'm picking up Basic High Value Target because I think that when the Cloaker charges at you, is basically marking you and considering you as a high value target, so that's how I chose to use this skill. Then Low Blow Ace, because the detection risk on this build is pretty low, but it's not below 5, so we're taking Ace to increase our damage. Unseen Strike, same thing, we're increasing our damage, because in the dodge build you're not supposed to lose any armor, you're supposed to dodge. Then we're getting critical hits for that. Then in the Fugitive tree we're taking Martial Arts, Pumping Iron, Bloodthirst, Counter-Strike, all Ace, because the main thing of the Cloaker is beating you up with a Police Baton. So to make use of this Police Baton, we're increasing our melee damage with those skills. It doesn't work that well, but that's the best we could do. Moving on to the weapons. As a secondary, Cloaker is using the Compact 5 SMG, modded with low profile suppressor, concealment boost, auto fire, Ser Curse barrel. Then for the gadget, Cloaker actually uses both tactical laser module and the assault light, so you can choose one of them or maybe put on the red combo, but I will choose the assault light because I think it's more useful than the tactical laser module. Then he's using also the straight magazine, the Seymour sight, and the adjustable stock. Then note that the Cloaker's SMG looks sort of like this. It doesn't really have a stock, but that's because it does have a stock. It's the adjustable stock, but it's retracted, and the game doesn't allow us to retract the adjustable stock. So I'm using this adjustable stock because it's true to the Cloaker's weapon, but it doesn't really look exactly like that, so you can choose the bare essentials stock if you really want to go for the look. Then as a primary, I thought I would have to be creative and figure out what Cloaker would use, but I actually didn't need to do anything, because Russian Cloakers on the boiling point are actually using the Valkyrie rifle, modded only with a solid stock, but I also have the auto fire and the concealment boost because it doesn't really affect the looks. Then as a melee weapon, we're obviously using the classic baton, because basic Cloakers are using it. For some reason, in the promo material, Zeal Cloakers are using the telescopic baton, but in the actual gameplay, they're still wearing the regular police baton, so I guess you can alternate between those, but I prefer using the classic baton. Already mentioned that armor bags would be our deployable. Then to get the signature Cloaker's look, I'm using the tactical BDU because that's the closest thing to the Cloaker that we have, and I'm also using the just plain black gloves. Cloaker's gloves are kind of open, they have like open fingertips, and there's also an open spot on the side of the hand, but we don't have gloves like that, they're all full gloves, so I'm using just plain black gloves. Obviously the Cloaker sun mask customized to be black with random black material. I can't remember which one is that, but you can just customize it to look sort of like this. And I'm also wearing the white ballistic vest because it looks like Cloaker is actually wearing a ballistic vest, and I think it looks pretty much like the lightweight one. So now let's jump into the gameplay and see how the build performs. Now, in this example, I'm trying to perfectly cosplay as a Cloaker by dropping a smoke bomb and bashing everyone with my baton. While rewatching the recording, I actually forgot that you can enable night vision on the Cloaker sun mask, so the flashlight is unnecessary. You can use the tactical laser module instead. I wouldn't say it's necessary to keep the night vision on at all times, since it looks like Cloakers only enable it while charging. I assume that's why their eyes start to glow. If you're a professional Sicario player, you can easily survive with this build on Mayhem or even Death Wish, but I don't play it, so the best I can do is overkill, and I still went to custody at the end. But I guess the fact that I was trying so hard to jump on people and use the baton instead of guns also played a role in that. I'd say the two major flaws of the build are no health regen and the ballistic vest that I included for the looks, but it actually drops your base dodge by 10. Also, some people might say that the Bright Night mask is a better choice to cosplay as a Cloaker, but I thought 4 eyes don't make it justice, and the Cloaker Sun even has Cloaker in the name, so it was a no-brainer. Overall, it's a pretty fun build to dig around with. If you like the build and wanna see more, subscribe and drop a like. Check out my other videos. Payday content is not my main expertise, so you might like other stuff I make, and be sure to stop by my streams, link is in the description. I'll be your Payday guide, or just a friend. That's all from me for now. Have a good day.
I seek a reprisal.
I could use a little exercise.
Excellent. I see you have no fear.
Oh my god, once again!
That was a fine duel, sir.